34:1, then Elihu responded and said, Hear my words, you wise men, give ear to me, you who have knowledge, or you who have ears to hear. 34:16, if you have understanding, hear this, give ear to the sound of my words. David, Psalm 49:1, hear this, all you peoples, give ear, all you inhabitants of the world. Give ear to my words, O Yahuwah, consider my meditation. Psalm 17:1, hear righteousness, Yahuwah, listen to my cry. Give ear to my prayer from lips without deceit. Guard me as the apple of your eye. Hide me under the shadow of your wings. The apple of his eye, under his wings, all this is from the scroll. Deuteronomy 32:10, he found him in a wilderness and in a wasted howling desert. He encompassed him. He made him understand. He watched over him as the apple of his eye. Next verse, as an eagle stirs up its nest, flutters over its young, spreading out its wings, taking them up, bearing them on its wings, just as in Psalm 17:8. So we see a clear reiteration of the scroll flowing through Psalms. This is just a small few examples. If you were to actually study and really get to know the scroll well for yourself and then read the rest of Scripture, then you'll start to see it spring forth. Psalm 39:12, hear my prayer, O Yahuwah, and give ear to my cry. Do not be silent to my tears, for I am a stranger with you, a sojourner, as all my fathers were. 84:8, O Yahuwah, Elohim of hosts, hear my prayer, give ear, O Elohim of Yaakov, Selah. 78:1, my people, give ear to my Torah, incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I open my mouth in a parable, I utter riddles of old, which we have heard and known, for our fathers have related them to us. We do not hide them from their children, relating to the generation to come the praises of Yahuwah, and his strength and his wonders which he has done. The generation to come is the promised generation that receives a witness in the latter end. For he raised a witness in Yaakov and set a Torah in Israel, which he commanded our fathers to teach them to their children. And that's, of course, from the scroll 31. 31 being the introduction to 32. That it might be known to a generation to come, to children who would be born, to rise up and relate them to their children. Yeshayahu 1:10, hear the word of Yahuwah, you rulers of Sodom. Give ear to the Torah of our Elohim, you people of Amorah. From the scroll as well, 32:32, their vine is the vine of Sodom and the fields of Amorah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter. Be shattered, O you peoples, and be broken in pieces. Give ear, all you from the far places of the earth. Gird yourselves, but be broken in pieces. Gird yourselves, but be broken in pieces. Listen to me, my people, and give ear to me, O my nation. For the Torah goes forth from me, and my right ruling I set as a light to peoples. Yirmiyahu, listen and give ear. Do not be proud, for Yahuwah has spoken. But they did not obey or incline their ear, but walked in their counsels, in the stubbornness of their own evil heart, and went backward and not forward. They have been untrue to Yahuwah, and said, It is not he. No evil comes upon us, nor do we see sword or scarcity of food. Here's a very good example in Jeremiah 5. We're going to go over real quick. So 5:12, they have been untrue to Yahuwah, or they are not his children, and said, It is not he. No evil comes upon us, nor do we see sword or scarcity of food. And the prophets have become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall be done to them. Okay, so we see that the prophets who do not have the word in them are saying, no evil comes upon us, no sword, no scarcity of food. Well, what does the scroll say? I gather evils upon them. I use up my arrows upon them, wasted by scarcity of food, and consumed by heat and bitter destruction. In the teeth of beasts I send upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword bereaves from the outside, and fear from within, both young man and maiden, nursing child, with the man of gray hairs. So back to Jeremiah 5. The prophets have prophesied falsely, and the priests rule by their own hand, and my people have loved it so. And what are you going to do at the end of it, or in the latter end? So we see Jeremiah pointing us back to the scroll. which is the witness toward the latter end. Let's put our hand on his book and swear by his word. Let's make America great again. Really? Probably should have read the finest print first. When they fast, I do not hear their cry, and when they offer a sinning offering and grain offering, I do not accept them. Instead, I am consuming them by sword and by scarcity of food and pestilence. But I said, Ah, Master Yahuwah, see the prophets say to them, You are not to see a sword, nor have scarcity of food, for I give you true peace in this place. Then Yahuwah said to me, The prophets prophesy falsehood in my name. I have not sent them, nor commanded them, nor spoken to them. They are prophesying to you a false vision, worthless divination, and the deceit of their own heart. Therefore thus said Yahuwah concerning the prophets who prophesy in my name, whom I did not send, and who say, Sword and scarcity of food shall not be in this land. By sword and scarcity of food those prophets shall be consumed. And the people to whom they are prophesying shall be thrown out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the scarcity of food and the sword, with no one to bury them nor their wives, their sons nor their daughters, for I shall pour their evil on them. And then on to Jeremiah 23, and I have seen folly in the prophets of Shemaron, or America. They prophesied by Baal, and led my people Israel astray. And among the prophets of Jerusalem I have seen a horrible matter, committing adultery and walking in falsehood. And they strengthen the hands of evil ones, so that no one turns back from his evil. All of them are like Sodom to me, and are inhabitants like Gomorrah. So we see Jeremiah pointing out the fact that he's already eaten the scroll, he knows, and he's pointing out the fact that everybody else is just walking around in just delusion and falsehood they've inherited from previous generations. Therefore thus said Yahuwah of hosts concerning the prophets, See, I am making them eat wormwood, and shall make them drink poisoned water. For defilement has gone out into all the land from the prophets of Jerusalem. You see the Sodom, Gomorrah, wormwood, bitterness, poisoned water, all reiterations of the scroll. Are there among the worthless idols of the nations any causing rain? And do the heavens give showers? Are you not he, O Yahuwah, our Elohim? And we wait for you are the one who does all this. From the scroll the word, Give ear, O heavens, and let me speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Let my instruction fall as rain, my speech drop down as dew, as fine rain on the tender plants and as showers on the grass. So the rain's falling, but it's falling on deaf ears, and so there is a drought. For I proclaim the name of Yahuwah, ascribe greatness to our Elohim. Are you not he, O Yahuwah, our Elohim? So we see a clear reiteration in Jeremiah pointing us back to the scroll. This is less than 1% of the evidence of the truth. These men were formed and created in the womb for this very purpose, to be handed a scroll and to understand the truth of his word and will. They were told to write it down for themselves and to bear witness of upcoming events. This is the tie that binds them together, the common bond, the vine that feeds the branches. It was after I had eaten the scroll and had written it down for myself, as I was commanded to, that I noticed the influence it had on all of Scripture. It is the foundation, the vine, the word from the beginning, and is a result of man eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, this scroll that is sweet and bitter. And in the latter end, when judgment is at hand, it is given to a man, and the word is made flesh. I realize this is not the understanding that mankind has inherited and swears by at this moment, but I have not been sent to reveal what has already been understood. I have not been sent to tickle the ears and reinforce what the vast majority of people have thought to be true. I have been sent with the light to open eyes and ears and reveal what is promised to be sealed up until the end. I have not yet been sent to proclaim peace, but to bring the sword. In the next reports, I will include more examples from other writers of Scripture, who will understand the importance of the command given to Israel to write this song down for themselves and keep it in their mouth, and eventually come to understand its interpretation. Who is proclaiming this? Who is hearing? Joel 1:2, Hear this, you elders, and give ear, all you inhabitants of the land. Has this ever been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Hear this, O priests, and listen, O house of Israel. Give ear, O house of the sovereign, For the judgment is for you have been a snare to Mitzvah and a net spread on Tabor. Do not add to or take away from this word, but rather stay in the truth, in the vine. In the truth, the word will abide in you, and you will be a branch and bring forth light, and that light will shine, and you will feed many with the truth and understanding. Don't be like the men Yirmiyahu spoke of, who did not abide in the scroll, the written word, and had no understanding. They have been untrue to Yahuwah, and said, It is not he. No evil comes upon us, nor do we see sword or scarcity of food. And the prophets have become a wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall be done to them. John 15:6. If anyone does not stay in me, he is thrown away as a branch and dried up. And they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. As in Jeremiah 21:14. And I shall punish you according to the fruit of your deeds, declares Yahuwah. And I shall kindle a fire in its forest, and it shall consume all that is around her. And the prophets have become wind, and the word is not in them. They do not stay in me. Thus shall be done to them. Therefore thus said Yahuwah, Elohim of hosts, because you speak this word, see, I am making my words in your mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. If you stay in me, and my words stay in you, you shall ask whatever you wish, and it shall be done for you. And so we see in Yahushua's parable of the branches that are dried up and gathered and burned, pointing us back to Yirmiyahu and what he was speaking about, not staying in the scroll. These prophets who speak from their own heart and their own delusions. So this concludes the Spirit of Prophecy Part 1. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, share. This is the call for the vineyard. In the next video, we will continue with the Spirit of Prophecy Part 2, and thus conclude this first 3-part introduction to the sealed scroll. And then after that, we will get on to much heavier matters. So until then, thank you for watching. See ya.